Are you ready for what?
I got something to say.
Hey, Todd.
Andrew, you're alive. How are you, buddy?
Alive and kicking, man, from the great state of Michigan for a long couple of days. But yeah, hang in there, buddy. Hang in there. How are you?
Hey, I'm good. Real quick, I gotta take care of something for 2 seconds. Just 1 second. 1 second. Put me down. I'll be right back.
What a great way to start it. Okay, so welcome people to Tuesday night, where I have had a long couple of days, including my first airport sleepover, which happened on Sunday night as I was preparing to come out here to Michigan. You all know the TSA deal and how things have been a little bit tougher. So we got that done, got out here, picked a couple of amazing barrels to bring back to everybody from first at Evernorth and then at New Holland today. So yeah, it's been a crazy long couple of days, but a lot of fun, a lot of travels, way too many miles on this rental car, and I am running on fumes.
I know you are
very transparent, running on fumes.
Well,
but
we'll talk about that later on. We've got a special guest tonight.
But I think I'm really excited. In fact, let me put it this way: on any other night, I probably would have said Todd go solo.
Yeah, I know you.
I'm just going to go to bed, but knowing that Thomas was going to be on tonight, knowing how interested I was in learning more about Southern Grace and all the amazing things happening there, and just a story alone that you guys are going to love, I was like, I got to be here. I got to tune in tonight, and we got to make sure things happen. So
you're just a rock star right now, man. You're just making everything happen.
I will be asleep as soon as we hit
get off the air.
Yeah. I'll be out, but no, this is worth it. I'm so excited that Thomas is on tonight. And we're going to bring him up in like literally a couple seconds. Did want to mention to everybody before we start, we do have our epic rye, which Todd's got right there. I'm going to put that up here for y'all to see. He finally has that in hand. It was delivered today. That's our ACTC, our rye voltage, which is coming out on Friday. Absolutely stunning.
Yeah, I've had a little bit of it. Well, yeah.
We'll get to it. I know you've got all things. So we just want to kind of let you guys know as we got into this tonight that's on its way.
This Friday.
So we'll talk about that this Friday. But enough bloviating from me. Todd, would you like to introduce our esteemed guest?
Yeah. Well, hey, let's do it. From I guess it's somewhere North Carolina, I guess, right? We're talking about, I think it's where we talk, Mount Pleasant, North Carolina. You know that area?
Yeah.
There we go. From Southern Grace Distilleries. A lot of our patrons have asked us to bring him on. He's finally here. Thomas, welcome. Thomas, thank you, guys. Everybody, let me do the applause. The applause. There it is.
It's a long applause, Thomas. Sorry, it takes a while.
Hold on, Thomas is frozen. Oh no. Oh no. He's frozen. Oh, well, this just we'll bring him down.
We'll try it again.
And well, that was interesting. We're just talking to him
there. It's almost like he's in whiskey prison.
It almost is. Oh wow. All right. Well, Thomas, for some reason you are completely frozen. I will have to email you now. So Andy, let's try to let's pivot a a little bit here then.
As soon as we see him back up, we'll bring him.
Yes. Let me email him just saying he's frozen. This is turning out to be he was fine 2 seconds ago. I don't know what just happened. I don't see him moving down.
You can't blame me today, so that's
no
fine.
technical. No. Yeah, I know. I don't know what's going on. We were just talking to him literally 5 minutes there. He's moving again. Hold on. I just saw him move. Thomas, give us the thumbs up if you can hear us.
Baxter, blink twice if you're in Milwaukee.
He's moving now, but I don't see any type of can he hear us is the question. I think let's see here. I don't want to bring him up. All right, we'll let him get it straightened out. Thomas, can you hear us? Give us a thumbs up if you can hear us. I don't think
he's there. So as soon as he hears us, we'll pull him back in. So that's fine.
He's moving. That's the start. Andy, so let's talk about you again. You mentioned it very quickly. Your trip to Michigan didn't get off to the greatest start on Sunday night because of the whole delays of TSA and a 3-hour wait you had that caused you to miss a 10:40 p.m. flight to Michigan. Only to be rebooked at 5:30 the next morning, and because of the length of delays, it was already midnight. You're like, I'm just staying here. I got to be back in line at 3:30. Why go home and then come back an hour and a half later? So that was fun.
No, it was great. What you didn't say was that I finally got through security.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Ran to my gate only to watch them shutting the door and saying, "Hey,
no.
wait," and no dice. It didn't happen. I didn't get to get on. So yeah, not fun. But it is what it is. Oh my goodness! Hold on, more to church. I'm going to say. So Todd, we were at a bottle share last night.
Okay.
Met Brant. You met Brant last night on yes. Yeah. He has a channel, More to Church. He's chiming in tonight. We met him last night at our bottle share. That's
go check out More to Church. Everybody needs a little more church in their lives.
Good dude. He randomly comes in. We're doing a bottle share after it was Evernorth last night, and he popped in and said, "What are you guys doing?" I was like, "Hey, we're having a bottle share. You like whiskey?" He goes, "I do." Well, pull up a chair, my friend.
Nice.
Great guy. Hit it off with him instantly. He's got a channel. Go check him out.
Nice.
So, very cool. All right, I think Thomas is back in the land of living.
Tell me. Well, let's bring him up and see if he can
give us a hold on. Give us a.
Yep, well, Thomas, can you hear us, Thomas? He cannot hear us. He's typing away, but he cannot hear us.
Thomas, can you hear us?
Nope, he can definitely not hear us. All right. Well, I'm going to try to email him and see what that problem is. Sometimes going back out and coming back in fixes things, so that's what I'm going to tell him to do.
All right.
Andy, go. So move on, Andy. So you got to finally to Michigan early.
I got denied at the terminal, and then I decided I was like, okay, I'll book a new flight. I was talking to you that night. Booked a 5 a.m. flight. I was thinking about going home, but I was like, nah, it's fine. Maybe I should just stay here. Find out that the gates are not connected at BWI, so I actually had to go out and go through security a second time. And at that point, I was ready to call it a night and say, no, we're done. I'm not going. But made it work, got out here, and it has been a wonderful experience out here in Michigan. I could not have asked for that.
Well, awesome. Later on,
we'll talk about the picks were great. The people have been great. It's been wonderful. There's Crab Coach. We were just hanging out today doing another bottle share right before he came down here. He said, Andy will, what's he say? Hold on. Andy will bottle share with anyone. Yes, I will. We had a great time tonight. So it was a great experience. So some good stuff coming from New Holland today. We'll talk about that very soon. Some great stuff coming from
really exciting. Really exciting stuff. I think the group, the 21090 family is going to be really, from what I hear, pretty pleased with the uniqueness as well as sort of just everything you guys picked. I mean, it was awesome. Multiple barrels. So we're trying to get Thomas back on. He's got the video working. He's not frozen, but he couldn't hear us, or I don't even think he could see us. He's telling me all he saw that he was backstage. So I just kicked his profile because I'm hoping that he'll go out and come back in. That's what I texted him to do, close out of everything.
So as soon as he comes on, we'll talk about it. Until then, Todd, what would you like to talk about? Because
well, I want to. You mentioned it, Tom. Okay, here comes Thomas. He's back in. Let's see if this will work. Thomas, can you hear us? Yes.
Up,
all right.
There we go. Hey, all right.
How are you, man? Sorry about all this. We're known for technical difficulties, so there you go. We're sorry.
The last one of these I did, I had my phone sideways for about half of it, so we're getting better.
We're getting better.
Practice makes perfect, brother. Practice makes perfect.
Well, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. As we said, we're super excited to have you here. For those that don't know, and we have a poll going to everybody's watching right now. What is your favorite Southern Grace, bourbon? Is it the double oaked? conviction? Is it the Founders Reserve conviction? Is it a cask finish conviction? Or have you never had a Southern Grace? Because I'm curious how many of our viewers have not had, and that's a cool thing because we can hopefully bring that to them. But vote in that poll. But for those that haven't heard or tried your stuff, Thomas, give us the 30,000-foot view of who Southern Grace is and why you're so amazing.
Well, we started a little over 10 years ago, just as a moonshine corn whiskey, very short run, small batch distiller. We would just sort of, we would small fermentation batches, small distillation batches, 100-gallon still. And we were just doing the Sundog 130, our sort of mother sauce, our core corn whiskey product. It's 130 proofs, authentic North Carolina high corn whiskey. And as we kind of progressed through that, the natural thing to do there, moonshine is, I love moonshine in the moonshine space, but it's a niche. It's a niche market, and once you sort of get into that, you either take off or you level off. And we thought we made a corn whiskey that was good enough to eventually become a really good bourbon, given all of the other inputs, getting good barrels and finding an acceptable aging space and all of the things associated with that. So the Sundog 130 small batch moonshine led us eventually to conviction bourbon. And we have one grain bill for the most part. We have one barrel stagger, and we have multiple aging spaces. And then we do the wood treatments, of course, the double oaking, the cask finishing. We work really hard in fermentation and distillation for consistency. And then we trust the wood after that, and we get good wood and let it do its thing.
That's amazing. And so you also have, a really, I think pretty amazing story too, because you're located in conviction on an old, I guess, decommissioned, I guess it wasn't a maximum security, low security prison in North Carolina. Is that correct?
That is correct. It was a minimum security state prison, and the first campus is now our main barrel house. It was built in 1929.
That's amazing.
And we got a hot box that we've used as an aging space. Our production facility is the new dorm, so called, built in the mid 80s. And this was a functioning North Carolina minimum state prison until November and December of 2011. There were it was a fully populated correctional facility until December of 2011.
And so you guys got
a place that you would send someone like Todd for petty crime.
Yeah.
For his embezzling and things that he's known for, he would go there.
Oh, okay.
Perfect.
Well, the other thing is you're known for is, your similar climate. So when you think of North Carolina, I guess it's very similar to probably what you're going to see in, Lexington, Tennessee, and Lexington, Kentucky, or Lynchburg, Tennessee. It's that same climate. So you mentioned moonshine earlier. The natural progression was making this whiskey, I guess, because of where you're located. Almost, you don't think of North Carolina, but it's probably a great place to make whiskey.
It is, and we have two sort of built-in advantages to our location. Number one is the conditions in a 1929 brick prison. Lots of windows, lots of open spaces, doors that open up. It was conducive to racks, and it was conducive to the things. We can get airflow, we can get ventilation, we get natural temperature fluctuation, which feeds to your other point, which is it's a good thing for us. I mean, we all know that if the two spirits you can find anywhere in the world, they come out of Lynchburg, Tennessee, and Louisville, Lexington, Bardstown, anywhere in the world. If they've got anything at all American, it's at least one, if not two, of those great products. And our temperature, climate, humidity, average daily highs, average daily lows, average variance, all of those things that we just generally talk about as weather or climate, we are identical to the average between Lynchburg and Louisville area. And there's just this whiskey belt of weather, as long as it holds up, that coupled with our really, really good, think about the prison as being sort of or gimmicky, but the fact is that building is a great aging space.
So is the building, help me understand. I've seen pictures, I've seen some videos. So you're telling me when we come down there and we visit, you're actually housing barrels in old prisons? Like, how does that work? I mean, when you think of a prison, you think of cell. I assume there's open spaces. How is it laid out, I guess, is my question.
To our good fortune, that original dormitory had 2 large cell block wings. It's more a dormitory setup than it is this individual 8 by 10.
Got it.
Like you see in big central prisons where everybody's in these tiny little niche housing units. We had open space in which we could build racks and transport barrels.
Okay, that makes sense. So that leads me to your products. So your core products, of course, are the conviction. So you're talking about your conviction and your mash bill across, whether it's conviction, double oak, Founders Reserve, is all the same mash bill. Can you talk a little about that, about what that is, and sort of your core lineup, so to speak, that we're going to be sipping on here very quickly?
We are 88 corn, 12% malted barley, no wheat, no rye. I believe that makes the best just corn whiskey high proof drink.
Yeah.
Another thing is that high corn gets ready to drink a little sooner, whereas I think rye peaks at a couple other out years from heavy corn. And one thing that I've always wanted to sort of stress is that it's not just the mountains. We all know the North Carolina, Kentucky, Tennessee mountains and foothills have the great agricultural distilling tradition, but so does the Piedmont region, so do the coastal plains. So, that not everything is the same, and it can still be very, very good. Where I grew up, the part of the world that I still live in, it's corn and hogs. And I didn't know how to distill a pork butt, so we loaded up. We loaded up on the corn, and another real blessing for us is that we have all North Carolina vendors for our grain. Our corn is grown in Cabarrus County, just a very few miles away.
Yeah, that's great.
Great relationship. So it's all just coming out of the ground right there where we are.
That's cool. And now the solitary confinement part, the hot box, so to speak.
Oh yeah, let's talk about that.
So that eventually that was ideal ironically for aging, correct?
It was, and we were I know that just in the last couple of years, some people in Texas and some people in the Deep South have gotten away from this notion that the only way to make a good whiskey or a good aged spirit is through seasonality and highs and lows, and nothing too high and nothing too low. And we kind of took a shot on a couple of dozen barrels. The hot box was built in 1929. It is a really closed off, virtually unventilated space. But we get long wave temperature variance in there. If it's 90 outside, it's 115 or 120 in there. And in the wintertime, when it cools off, even on a warm day, that building stays cold on the inside. It's not this day-to-day 10 degree, 15 degree, but we have this thing that's going from 35 or 40 all the way up to 115 or 120, and we're getting long wave temperature variance in a way that we can't get it on any other space. You trade off the ventilation, and it developed its own profile within our normal profile that a lot of people are really, really big fans of. The barrels that come out of that space have a following. There are people who show up when we release it and buy as many bottles as we have. We'll take 6, 8, 10, 12 bottles home. They want to keep the solitary barrels, in stock, and we've kind of run through it, and we're gonna reload it. And we've got some more that have been in there, so it's something we're going to try to continue doing. But we were very, very happy with the risk we took, just to see what the trade-off was between temperature variance and ventilation.
Yeah, a couple things, guys. If you have questions for Thomas, we'll get to them. So just put them in the chat. We'll run through them. Speaking of that hot box, so I assume the result is a completely different flavor profile. I mean, the wood sugars are. You should really, I assume, have even though you're using the same mash bill, same cooperage. I assume it's probably producing a completely different flavor profile. I assume.
To a point, yeah. Our mash bill is so. I don't know that the word weird is so distinct.
I've never heard of it. Yeah.
It's hard to push far outside the bounds of the 8812, but within that single aging space, what we have found is the heat actually drove out some alcohol. The proof fell 5 or 6 points.
It's crazy.
The vanillins and the wood sugars were way far.
That would make sense.
Sweeter. The vanillins are really the assertive part of the profile, and the mid palate to the back, we got some really interesting sort of pouch tobacco leather note that occasionally will show up in our other stuff, but that were most pronounced in the hot box batches.
Interesting.
So I got to ask, why did the prison shut down in 2011 before you guys decided to even what happened? And then what was the process like to say, hey, this would be a great place to open a distillery? Walk us through the mindset there, because it's so interesting and unique. But I can't imagine it was a simple process. Like, you know what? That'll be perfect. Let's just do that there.
Scott's question, but Anthony had a question. I think it speaks to what you're asking here. And how did you get approval to use it?
All kind of ties together. So I'm just curious about how this all worked out.
Okay, the prison closed at the end of calendar year 2011. And we moved in Labor Day weekend of 2016. So you've got about 5 years that it sits there empty, and it was used for special forces and first responder training. It was part of the Robin Safe Forces exercise. So it was there was sort of a tradition there. It didn't sit completely, go to seed completely during that time. But it was closed, and the main reason that it closed was for overcrowding, and it was falling out of code. And it was cheaper to ship those guys out than it was to come in and reboot buildings that were already 80 years old at the time. So we got involved when we were trying to move out of the bourbon business, move into the bourbon business out of the moonshine business.
Yeah.
We were co-tenants with other tenants in the historic corn mill in Concord, and the situation there is that there were other tenants in the building, and they couldn't get insurance if we had converted part of that space into an aging space. So we sort of set out on a search for a facility, and the tourism, the attraction of tourism for the prison setting itself was the big draw.
Yeah, super smart.
And Mount Pleasant is an outstanding place to be. And in addition to that, the property owner, who has eventually become the chairman of our company, Dr. Alan Dobson, he was a managing partner of the real estate company that was involved in the purchase, lease, and up. So we would have never been in a position, cash standpoint, to take all of that on, and he and his various entities stepped in, not only with finances and know-how, but and expertise and all these things that we had no clue how to pull off, and so that all sort of coalesced around and then the fact that with all of this, it's irrelevant if it doesn't work for the spirit aging.
Sure.
The barrel house itself, just walking through it empty, you knew that it would be a great aging space. It's just something about it. It just hits you like you're in a great whiskey aging space, even when it didn't have any whiskey in it yet. And that all sort of coalesced together. The community, partners and strategic partnerships within the community, and all of it came together to put us out there and let us start bourbon production. We put our first barrel down in January of 2017, and that's what we've been doing every day since.
Amazing. And I assume the novelty of being in a decommissioned prison with all these sort of extraterrestrial, you know, I know you have like ghost tours that also come through there. I assume that also brings in maybe people that are maybe not even into whiskey and exposes them to what you're doing. And then you probably convert some people to, you know what, I like the ghost tours, but hell, the whiskey's really what's keeping me coming back, you know?
We really do have three distinct sort of subcategories in the business model. And the priority every day is to make the bourbon as good as it can be. That's the backbone of what we do and why we're there. In addition to people who are serious whiskey people, do get paranormal investigator and paranormal tourism. And we get people who take the tour who are just interested in seeing an old prison and hearing the history of the facility. So we try to tailor our tours so that for people who aren't serious drinkers, we have a lot of people usually during the weekdays, they'll take the behind bars tour and not have very much interest at all in whiskey tasting and whiskey purchasing, but they want to see the hot box. They want to see the isolation cells. They want to see the dorms. And then we also do, of course, distillation, fermentation, product introduction. It is a chance to introduce everything we do to a person who might not be there for the whiskey, but it's not necessary that they come out there looking for a great bourbon, hopefully to enjoy the experience.
Yeah, no doubt. And, you know, speaking of the whiskey, and we had a question, I think, from Scott, I wanted to go back to, because it's kind of what you're I think most well known for. You're double oaked. I mean, that is where people are saying that, you know, when in a world of double oaks, the Conviction double oak is a lot of times saying the best double oak out there. And it certainly is. I think it was Scott who said, would love to hear how you do your double oak and make it stand out compared to everyone else to that point. Give us some insights here, Robert. Why is this double oak so goddamn good? And let's, Andy, I know we said that we were going to start with the VDN and I've almost drank it all, but let's maybe try this double oak too.
I'm okay pouring the double oak. So you want to walk us through this, Thomas?
Yeah.
Yeah, we do a couple of things that are on the simple side for us, just to limit to keep our options open, and so that we're never sort of boxed in. We always designate things as late in process as we can. So everything goes through the same fermentation, same distillation regime, same barreling.
Oh God, it smells so good.
Something that is we do not know today which barrels are destined to be double oaked later.
Okay.
They all start the same, they get treated the same, given the same attention, same aging space. When we do double oak, we go into the same barrel stagger. And what we try to do, because a lot of companies, as I understand it, go with a heavier char on the later barrel for a shorter period of time. And sometimes that works wonders. Sometimes that's a great drink. Sometimes for me, it becomes unbalanced on the oily and sort of char dominant instead of char enhancement. And the way that we steer away from that is that we try to stay in the second barrel at least as long as we were in the first barrel.
Oh, okay. Okay.
5-year-old double oak, it probably was in the second barrel 2.5 to 3 years.
Okay.
And the reason that we do that is we all know that wood changes whiskey. I'm a believer also that whiskey changes wood. And I don't want a 6-year-old whiskey that's been on 2-week-old wood. That's not what we want to do. Whatever other people are doing, I'm pulling for them. But that's not what we do. We wanted it to be double the early stage aging, not just 2 barrels, but to get the 2.5 or 3 year extraction from barrels.
Andy, what do you think of the double oaked? I mean, going into it, it's, you know, we started out with
nose alone is fantastic on this.
I mean, I love the sort of brown sugar and almost like a berry quality and vanilla cream. And then you taste it and it's just like,
and you get that sweet oak on the nose. So you've got a little bit of that barrel influence coming through just on the nose alone. It's a beautiful.
It's so, and what's the proof on this? I mean, what is this? I should look at the bottle, Todd. 105 proof. Now, Anthony had a question about your barrel entry proofs and what inspired you to go to 2 different barrel entry proofs. You can expand on that a little bit?
Our flagship product, Conviction Single Barrel. I say this anytime I talk to anybody. We go grain to glass on property, but the real story of our spirit is glass back to grain. I spent most of my life as a bartender off and on. I've spent as much time on the working side of a bar as I have the drinking side of a bar. And you build up a lot of conversations about whiskeys and what people like and what people don't like and what they wish one did and what they wish one didn't do. And I just kind of filed all of that away if I ever got the chance for it to matter. And if you do cask strength, if you go in at 120 or 125, everything you pull out is going to be between 120 and 130, and it's awesome. But that's not for everyone. It's as much as I love high proof cask strength stuff, that is the tip of the pyramid. That is a small part of the market. But I wanted something that was uncut, something that was barrel strength, because the real thing for me isn't about the proof, but it's about the interference between the make and the product the consumer drinks. And the best way to do that is to siphon it right out of the barrel and put it in a bottle.
Yes.
And at 104, 105, 107, it is cask strength. It is unadulterated, unfiltered, uncut, but it is not this big alcohol fumey thing that a lot of customers aren't interested in, or that you sort of have to grapple with high alcohol in the baseline product.
Yeah. Wow. I'm just sipping on the double oak, Andy. I almost get like some graham cracker and it's like vanilla. It's like creams and berries to me. I graham cracker, and then I get also a little bit of butterscotch. It's just that sweet oak coming through. And at 104 proof, I love the viscosity. I guess that's the lower entry proof going in and coming out basically almost at entry proof. A little bit lower at 104, I guess, if it goes to 105. So he mentioned, so the Conviction Founders, though, is a higher entry proof, right? And we'll get to this in a second, but that is that is going in at 125, I think I've heard you say?
Yes, sir.
All right. So there you go. Yeah. Another question we had here, and this kind of gets to, Thomas, we love music here at 21090. We say beer, bourbon, and rock and roll. The sonic aging process. Tell us a little bit about that, and sort of what is it sort of similar to the blackened Willet, or is there truth to that?
It is, and we have sort of strategically placed our speakers and our sound system around the outside of our building. We get good ventilation right in the core of the building. There are few, if any, windows, and there's not a lot of ventilation. So we put the speaker right there in the middle of the place. We turn it up as loud as we can stand to have it, and then we go for this micro agitation just to keep the spirit viable. We like to treat those barrels as a living thing, and just having great music and whatever I think is great music. It's really the only thing I'm a jackass about over there. It's my playlist. The rest of you go do your job. But it also starts this whiskey off in spiritually, just in an environment of this has got to be fun too. It's got to be work, and it's got to be done right. But the ultimate destination of a bottle of whiskey is for somebody to enjoy it and have an experience, and just for me to have great music. And again, our chairman, Dr. Dobson, has loaned us a really good, he's a jazz musician of some note, and he's loaned us a really good sound system. And to hear your favorite music through a great sound system every day is a reward in itself. But just as a technical matter, we've strategically placed those speakers just to keep a little bit of agitated pressure on those innermost racks in the barrel house that are furthest away from our windows.
So the question is, and Sweet Cindy asked, do you play jailhouse rock? I
think there's like 750 songs on the playlist as of last week, so I'm sure it's on there.
That's so, Andy. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Let me go to this, Andy. The one question I think we're going to have here is we have a 750 song playlist. Is Def Leppard at all in that 750 song playlist? Is the question.
They are. I don't consider it high art. They represent a part of my childhood that I couldn't leave behind. So
hey, you're the same with us.
I'm quite sure that Pour Some Sugar on Me is rattling around in there somewhere.
Andy, did you hear that, Andy? Did you hear that, Andy?
That's beautiful. It's perfect.
Probably the biggest Def Leppard fan this side of Sheffield, England, and so that's great. We love. So let me ask you this. I know I watched another show you were on, Bourbon and Balls. Great guys, Charlie. Love those guys. And you mentioned you like a lot of music. Do you like the 80s rock scene? We mentioned Def Leppard because that's sort of, we just turned 50, so we're dating ourselves a little bit. So
one of us did.
You turned 50 in about 10 days.
One of us did. I'm still in my 40s there, Tom. So it's okay.
Yeah. It's okay if you say no, but you mentioned your child. I mean, do you love that time period in the 80s where it was like sort of just teased out, sort of glam rock? I know it's not the most,
for
know
me,
what I mean?
I'm a little bit older than you guys. The 80s for me kind of split off in three directions. Number one,
okay,
the hair bands, and not all of them. I don't say that disparaging. I mean, certainly Van Halen's music is classic rock and roll now. It's right. Just great rock and roll, and it doesn't matter what year it was released. But all of that sort of Sunset Strip hair stuff, great singles, great song craft. I'm not a devotee of the bands, and I didn't follow the tour.
Okay.
But there's 30 or 40 or 50 great songs that came out of that to me are relevant. Then the other two parts of the 80s is you had the sort of synth pop, second generation Brit pop, all of that stuff going on that was also really, really interesting. But the core of the 80s for me is Prince, Springsteen, and Michael Jackson. I mean, that's just the great Springsteen records and the great Prince records of the 80s define that period for me.
Yeah. No, Andy, sorry, hold on. Andy, you're muted. Go ahead, Andy. Sorry.
Did you mute me, Todd?
Yeah, go ahead. You were sneezing. You're sneezing attack.
Go ahead. Talk about Warrant. I muted you.
That's just
all right. So you get three from each category: the glam rock, the synth pop, and then you got Bruce, Michael, and Prince. Which I would probably lean Michael, Prince, then Bruce in that order. But go ahead, give us one song from each of those genres that you're going to play while you're doing your next masterpiece at Southern Grace. This is what we do here. We throw you curveballs.
We throw you curveballs here. We really put you on the spot. We do like music. It can be anything. Listen, there's no wrong answer here.
And by the way, if you pick Warrant, that's fine because they're fantastic. But I'll let you.
They are fantastic. That's okay. Yeah.
Technically, Calling is a 1980 release.
Okay. Yes.
All four sides of that.
Yes.
Are REM and the Replacements.
All right, let's go.
Everything they did in the decade. Springsteen, anything off of Nebraska.
Let's go.
Prince, all of Controversy, and then When You Cry.
Yes.
Michael Jackson through, but I think 78 release, but I love Off the Wall. I think Off the Wall is as good a record to listen to as Thriller is.
Andy, there you go.
You think Off the Wall is as good as Thriller?
I think it's as good to listen to. I don't think it's as important, and it's certainly probably not as great a pop record. But for me, I can listen to Off the Wall with the same enthusiasm that I listen to Thriller.
Where does Bag fit in there on those three records?
I would actually do like the Jackson's Destiny that's got Blame It on the Book. I would put that
here. Serious here, Andy. We're serious here.
All right. Okay. All right. Interesting. I like it. I like the conviction. No pun intended.
Real quick, I don't want to gloss over the VDN that we tried. Thank you, Anthony Peters, by the way, who gave us these samples. We didn't talk about this. I'll get the question, but Thomas, you are, of course, available in North Carolina and I think South Carolina markets, but you can go to your website and there is, I think it's Barrel Station that you can order, I think from 48 states to get some of your products when they're available, correct?
Correct. They cannot ship into North Carolina, of course, but there are 47 states. I think.
Okay.
that you can order online. Plus, we have some distribution in the Orlando, Florida area.
All right.
There's 5 or 6 stores there. I think there's one in Tallahassee now as
Maybe
well.
getting up to Maryland soon. I hear possibly getting into Maryland. Is that possible?
We're working on Maryland now.
All right.
People from the Baltimore area express interest.
That'd be us.
Do what?
We're from Baltimore, so that would be us too. We're right in that category. There you go.
Here is easy. Let's just say that. Nothing deep.
So my question though, Roman had a question. Any more cognac? You know, we didn't talk. Andy, this VDN was absolutely. I think it was like what 4 years in 3 years in the VDN cask, and it's just the great thing about this VDN that Anthony gave us, this conviction and this cat, it wasn't like overly orange either. The barrels, the whiskey still stood up. Yeah, it had that orange undertones, but wow, is it a beautiful? And so I guess the question is maybe talk a little bit about the cask finishing series. What you have. I know you have a lot of different ones, and Roman want to know if there's any more cognac finishes in the near future, I guess.
We still have cognac from the last harvest. We still have cognac in the store, and that was the second run out of that cask. And we've ordered another one. I got the email yesterday. It's on the boat. It's headed this way. So we plan to reboot cognac by the time we run out of our inventory now. So that's certainly something that cognac's just an important spirit globally and in the United States, and we certainly want to do that. I got a great cask broker, and he gets me stuff that when it comes in, we struggle to get it on the boat sometimes with the tariffs, ports, and the transport and all of that. But when they get to us, they're like they're still dewy and sticky, and they're perfect. And nothing is more important than that in the cask business. You can go anywhere in the world and buy a used barrel, but man, if it's dried out, if it's not in good shape, it will change what it gives you.
Now these finishes though, these cask finishes, are they ever going to make it to your website where people outside of North Carolina, or is this really distillery only? As you know, I know it's seasonal, so to speak, but how often do you offer these cask finishes?
It's one of the things. We first started them. These were rigidly seasonal on property.
Yeah. Got it. Makes sense.
But as they have gained in popularity, and sort of what Barrel Station carries is much their decision as it is mine. But they have VDN, and it's the over 7-year aged VDN that they have on hand, so you can get that. Through. I think they've got a couple cases of honey left. They've other stuff out there that if you go in there, and I think they offer some bundles that you can work on, but it's out there. So
nice. Real quick, Bench Jeweler meme somehow, and I didn't know you had this, but last time he was at Southern Grace, he got to taste an 8-year. I mean, Thomas, do you have that age statement in house? I mean, is it getting to that point?
We have. I think it's about 25 barrels, and I know people that work at real distilleries laugh when we talk about 25 barrels. It's that if you go to other places, they spill more than we sell, and they just think we're precious. But we have had. It's a funny story if I've got time for it. We did a barrel pick, and this barrel number 366 finished second, and we did another barrel pick, and it finished second. And we just kept sort of rolling it out as a 6-year, and it kept finishing second. And then I finally just took it, and it really didn't check the age statement on it. I took it to something else, and everybody loved it. So I got sort of hemmed in on it at 6 when it was 7, and now it's waiting for those guys to come get it, and it's turned 8. So and it's one of the. It will probably release with the 7-year age statement, just because. The deal we made with the people who picked it was they would get it as a 7, and as soon as they bought it, what they'll get. And then we're going to do a single barrel 8-year release probably in the summer.
Ooh, and that will be only distillery, or will it make the barrel shop, the barrel station?
My hope is that the first one will sell all of it that day.
Yeah.
But we will then keep that as a more or less. That's why we're waiting. We didn't want to take just the first barrel that turned 8 and sell it as an 8.
Sure.
We curate everything we do. We do it we do a staff pick between 3 or 4. We pick the one we like the best, and I wanted to have 15 or 20 on hand so that if people like it, we can keep it in and stock it with our distributors, for people who sell it to people. So that's kind of been the reason for the delay. But we're getting to the point now that we've got enough barrels that if we sold a barrel of it a month or every 6 weeks, we would have enough of it into the future.
Another question from Israel: how has becoming a distiller changed how you choose and enjoy whiskey? And I know you get asked this question a lot. And I saw that I saw the list that you routed out on Bourbon and Balls stream. So, answer that question, and then what do you appreciate more? How you enjoy whiskey or making whiskey. Just curious, how that works.
For me, my tastes have changed because my palate has become so focused on what we do for work, and that's the priority. So naturally, I enjoy drinking our products because my staff and myself decide which of them are good enough to sell. So therefore, I know I'm going to like them. But outside of that, I like, I've enjoyed some of the ryes. I like higher proof stuff. Kind of all over the board. I mean, I don't walk away from anything until I've drank a fifth of it. But I mean, had judged it. I mean, I hear about how I feel at 10 o'clock the next morning more than that. But I tell this all the time, and it's only half a joke, is that I drink so much brown liquor at work that I love gin. I love a really, really good dry martini. And,
there you go.
And that's kind of my off bourbon drink of choice right now. It's just Bombay Sapphire, Gin Mare. I just do it's completely off profile. Keep that part of my palate accessible. When I first started bartending, my first real dive into aged spirits, they had some certification. Then it was Global Scotch Guide. It was some merit badge if you went to a series of tastings and that kind of thing. And I used to have a love for scotches that I've kind of left. I just left out because you can, no matter what they say, you can only drink so much and so often. So the scotch has sort of has fallen by the way for me. But in any really well-made bourbon at any proof point in any mash bill, I'm open to it. And then a really, really good martini is never a bad thing.
Now, any good whiskey needs a little bit of help. And you've got some copper pot stills there with some great names. Can you tell us the names of your 2 stills? And did you name them personally, or did that come from a group consensus? But they're 2 very famous and very different names. I want to let you go ahead and take the floor.
Curious about this.
The 100-gallon still, the first still we used, is named Keith Richards.
There we go.
I love it. That's great.
Yeah, and it's just it's
never gonna die.
It's beat to death. It's only got 5 strings.
But
it crunches. It's
magic.
Own it every day, and so that was the nod to the to get after it and get it right every day. Then the other one is a sort of a potbelly thing. And
I love this.
It's a big fat, and so we call it Fats Domino. So
that's great.
It has become the rhythm section. It is the baseline that produces the most of our product. It's 3 to 1 on the charge volume. So if they're both running every day, it's 3 to 1. It's 75% of our total product, and it really goes good. We run a dual inline thump keg on both pot stills into a copper worm condenser. It is as rudimentary and old school a setup as you can get approved to use.
I love it. So when I was a kid, both my parents had their music of choice. On my mom's side, it was 24/7 Barry Manilow. But for my father, he was a giant Motown fan. And so I was a kid that could go to school, and I knew the words to Mandy and Copacabana, but I also knew everything from the Four Tops to Four, and I knew Blueberry Hill, Fats Domino. So when I saw Fats Domino was the name, when he was like, oh my goodness, I was like the lone guy that knows Blueberry Hill and how big of a hit that was back in the 50s. But that's a really cool name for a still. So I had to throw that out there. So music, I love that music is such a big part though of what you all do there. It fits perfectly with our theme and channel, but it also just makes the process of doing things better. So it's so cool you guys have that tie.
Yeah, it's it makes a good day great and a bad day better if you can just and I tell them, I say, if you need, just go sit and listen to music, go pick something out unless you want to hear, just get it, whatever bugging you, get it out of your system and come back and nail it. And that's we try to do that, and I think it helps us. I don't have the biggest team in the game, but I wouldn't give up any of them for what anybody has got. It's been one of the great joys of this part of my life is getting to work with the team, both my board and my staff. It's a great environment for me. I hope it is most days for them. But when you work with people you like and enjoy and you respect the work they do, it makes you not want to slack off. It makes you want to be as good as they are, and that they collectively they do that for me.
I love that. So
That's
question
awesome.
for you here, and we'll get to Roman's question in 1 second about interesting finishes in the works. But we love the music here. That's one of the things that we talk about all the time. I've talked about this with Todd before. Give us your favorite act you've seen live, your favorite live band, and then give us someone you wish you have seen. They can be dead or alive, but just someone you wish you had seen.
Like for me, Thomas, real quick, I wish I would have seen Freddie Mercury and Queen before. That would have been, that for me would have been amazing. Go ahead. Sorry.
So a band that you've seen that you loved, and then one you wish you had seen.
I've seen Dylan probably 10 times. One of his 80s shows. I've seen the Stones a half dozen times. Probably the Steel Wheels tour.
Nice.
Had great seats. Keith did 3 vocals that night. Those would probably be on my list. I saw the Replacements at 1330 grand opening in Charlotte, and they just utterly tore the building apart, and I love that. Saw Paul Westerberg at Music Factory in Charleston, just great show.
Great.
The one that I should have gone to that I didn't. I had tickets to see Stevie Wonder, and I didn't. I gave the tickets to somebody, and they loved it. I mean, because as a giant, you talk about Motown.
Yeah. Oh God,
50 years of
what a show that must be.
Being amazing. I mean that I missed. I mean, I think I would love to have got my dad saw Chuck Berry play in the Civic Center in Rockford, and I wish I wish I had seen something like that. Those really founding fathers of guitar rock inventing it on the fly like that. I would like to have seen that.
Thomas, my father-in-law saw Jimi Hendrix in a very small club in Philadelphia, and how cool is that? Like, he saw him up close and personal. And here's the thing: you talk about giving away, Andy. What are we going to talk about here? Me and Andy had tickets to go see Tom Petty at the Baltimore Arena. This is probably I don't know, 5 years. I don't know whenever he passed. When did he pass away? Regardless,
it's been
a while.
We're pushing
8 or 9 years. So yeah, we had opportunity. We had never seen him, and we're like, no, you know what? It's a Tuesday night. We'll go see him next time. He died 3 months later, and that is gonna eat at us till we die. That we passed up one of the last chances to see Tom Petty. And
it happens. Yes, we saying she trying for her. She never saw him. She wants to see him in May. So sometimes you get your chance, and like you said, Todd, sometimes you don't, and that's one of those things where
it ties into Roman's question. Back to whiskey, real quick. We know we only have a little bit of time left, but I want to get their questions in about interesting finishes. And I know I wanted to ask about this. And Bench talks about the Jamaican rum finish barrels that are coming eventually. Is that coming? Tell us about the finishes that you got in the works and the Jamaican rum as well.
the we're gonna do a release of honey, but we've done 2 honey releases. The new one, and I've got new casks that if they all get here, we will have new cask release next year. But I have got 3 casks that started in Lynchburg, Tennessee, and they were there, I think, for 7 years, and then they went to Appleton Estates in Jamaica for another 9 to 10 years, and then they came to me late in the fall or early in the winter. So we're going to have a Jamaican rum cask finish probably in the next 6 or 8 weeks. The labels are approved, and we're still kind of playing around, just sort of waiting for the right. We think we're special. We think we can tell exactly when it's ready. So we're kind of in those closing stages of what will 2 or 3 more weeks do? Let's wait. At some point, we will quit fidgeting and we will bottle. But the initial tastings of it, if we don't hurry up and put it in a bottle, we're going to have much of it because we're enjoying it so much. But I think that we can count on that in the next couple of months.
Nice. And then real quick, I think this is a great way to end. Anthony wants to know, what bottles do you have in the background now behind you, Thomas? What do we got behind you? Is there anything cool behind you?
I mean, it's none of it's as cool as me, but I mean, it's all pretty cool.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah, it's just, I got great friends, and they usually give me bottles. I've got friends. It's awesome that they're married and they buy stuff and they don't want your wife to know they have it, so they stash it over here.
Okay. Smart.
They buy 4, they take 2 home, they bring 2 over here, and then we have a tasting when we get enough bottles up. But that's
last thing I wanted to say. We have. I'm sipping on it now. It's the last one. It's your Founder's Reserve. You thankfully you sent this to us. Really appreciate it. It's available. I don't know if this barrel. I think we have barrel 707. I don't know if 707 is available on your website, but you can find this Founder's Reserve, which is your higher entry proof, like we talked about earlier, at least 5 years of age, pushing 6, I think, on some of these, correct?
Correct.
This is, if you want an introduction to Southern Grace, besides the double oak, man, these Founder's Reserves, Andy, I love just the vanilla and sort of maple syrup I get from there. I absolutely love this bottle. It's really well done, and it's available now, I guess, right, on your website?
Yes, sir. We released this about 2 weeks ago.
Okay. There you go. There it is. It's available.
Absolutely beautiful. Yeah. Okay, so quick question for you. I know we got to wrap it up around 10. We had an hour with you, but I always like to ask this question. Thomas, they are doing a story on you. They want to make you a movie star in your biography. Who is playing you in the Whiskey Prison movie, the story of Thomas Thacker? Who's playing you in that movie? You get to cast him personally.
Like I always say, Bruce Willis for me, Thomas. That's obviously Bruce Willis.
And there's no chance that's even. So you might think more like Michael Stipe or Powder for Todd. Okay, maybe
that's true.
But you can go ahead and go whatever you want. If you say you're our guest, if you say George Clooney, we'll go with you. You just let me know who's going to
play. I used to, before he got so much older than I've gotten, I would have said Dan Aykroyd. That.
Oh, nice. There you go.
I think Ghostbusters era Dan Aykroyd.
Oh yes. Oh yes. I love it.
Yeah, that maybe that for. If Tom Hanks keeps getting older and heavier, though, we can plug him in. We could go with the A-lister there.
There you go.
Okay, and we will gladly watch when that comes out. So that's good. We'll let you know. Anything else you'd like to tell everyone before we wrap up the stream? Because we are really excited to hopefully come down and visit you soon. We think what you're doing is fantastic. We love the music element that you tied into it, but even the history there of the prison and Mount Pleasant and the community. It's a cool operation and something that is very special. We'd love to be part of. So anything you'd like to share before we wrap up the stream?
Just thank you for this opportunity and putting the word out. And you and all of your folks are welcome. We look forward to having you on campus. But come see us. Come talk to us about whiskey. This is what we do all day, and we really appreciate just the opportunity, the exposure that all of the guys in this space and who make this effort on behalf of the industry, and especially the two of you for dealing with me for an hour tonight. Get online, because without Emily here to help me get on the internet, it's a wonder that it worked at all. So
thank you, Emily. There you go.
And hey, look, we're looking forward to that movie, whether it's Tom Hanks or Dan Aykroyd. We're looking forward to. Everybody should be able to star in their own movie. Todd's actually already been in one. I don't know if you've seen this or not, but he was in Ghost.
No.
So I don't know if you saw. Yeah, and that was a big hit. So everyone deserves their hit movie. So we'll see what we can't wait for yours, Thomas. So
Thomas, we'll be in touch. We can't wait to get down. Maybe pick a beautiful, conviction single barrel for our patrons. We'd be honored if that was on the table, and we'll certainly be in touch.
Thank you all so much.
All right, guys, there it is, Thomas Thacker from other great. Hold on,
so
out. Very nice.
There you go. Thomas, we appreciate you, brother. So that was fantastic. Yeah, very good.
It was amazing. We always liked. We try to expose our audience to distilleries and what do we always say? People for product. You can just tell Thomas is good people and making great product. I hope we can get down there. Andy, what was your favorite you tried tonight? I mean, I tried off. I don't know if you went because you've had a lot today, but I tried 4.
No, honestly, the
Double Oak's pretty dang good.
The Double Oak's good, but the Founders is great.
I mean, we're not going to get a Founders, unfortunately, but
you asked me a question, I'm giving you the answer. It was fantastic.
Founders, the Double Oak is good. Yes, so all good. Super. I just love the fact that he's got a great story, and it's. I can't wait. Hopefully, maybe I can get down there if we do it during the summer. I can get down there and go to this prison. Even though you say it's scary for me.
Todd, I always thought you'd end up in prison someday, so that'd be great. Yeah.
All right, so Andy, let's talk real quick. I know you're super tired. What time's your flight tomorrow?
I don't know. I'll look. I'll find out.
Right. Shall I possibly pour a little bit of this? Not to change topic.
It's your world, buddy. I'm just living in it. Go ahead.
So, if you remember, early January, I guess it was, we went to Baltimore Spirits.
January 16th at 1:00. Yeah.
And had a fantastic pick team, a local pick team that all love Baltimore Spirits. When you think of Baltimore whiskey, you obviously think of Sagamore. We've kind of shed light on Old Line. Baltimore Spirits is the other one, and this epic rye, and they're 100% Maryland rye. Andy, look at the color of this thing. Look at this thing. Look at this.
Look at. Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, this was one of the best. I've been talking about this whole weekend of these past couple of days here in Michigan about just how amazing I thought this pick was.
Did Liz B? Did she say anything about this?
No. The whole group is excited for this because I don't think people realize just how special this pick is. People think of Maryland, they think of Sagamore, but we've gone on to show, hey, Old Line exists there. Baltimore Spirits exist there. So we're happy to kind of showcase some of the other things and I feel that because, being here in Michigan now, people are very ethnocentric here about how much they love Michigan whiskey, and Michigan whiskey is great. So we've had New Holland, and we've been to Evernorth, but you've got like Ironfish and Traverse City and Detroit, all these different, and they're very proud of the whiskey business. Is great. Maryland has that tradition too. It's just been kind of swept under the carpet a little bit. And I think Sagamore outshines everybody, but do not sleep at all on Baltimore Spirits because this is so bloody good. Todd, you can go ahead and put that bottle up. I mean, there
he is. Let me show. Okay, so here is the front. It's beautiful. There is the tater sticker. It's, if you know the AC/DC rye voltage or high voltage, this is I absolutely love this sticker.
Yeah.
And then on the back, you'll see the particulars, the entry proof, the date, the bottle date, the barrel date. This is the first ever. Now, they put out a 6-year blend, but this is the first 6-year single barrel.
Yep.
That's come out. We have it.
And it's dynamite. It's really, really good. I think that
now, Andy, I kind of forgotten how good this was because it was early January. We've done a lot since then, but holy hell. If you're on Discord, please go see Anthony Peters' review of this. And Anthony he does exquisite reviews. I mean, he really then compares this to a bunch of other hitter ryes. And I
understand. He compares this to some massive players in the game and gives mad props to how this one doesn't just hold up to it, beats some of them. I think that's what's amazing about this. You give some of these distilleries, and we're finding this out, time to develop and age and let the terroir, the climate, and everything kind of take part. It changes things so drastically and makes some. I can see you itching to talk, Todd, so give me a second. But it changes things so much for – you're okay, buddy. Hold on. It changes things so much for craft. And that's what we're finding out even out here is that some of these places that were afterthoughts before are becoming major players. And you see this with things like Corbin Cash. You see it with things like Old Line. And Epic is this Epic Rye is another example of what age can do to smaller distilleries now that they're catching up and everything doesn't have to be from the bluegrass state. I know you're itching there, Todd. So go ahead and start bloviating.
You are a fan of Corbin Cash Rye?
Yep.
You're going to love this. You are absolutely going to love this. So here's the particulars. We have 150 bottles. This is the yield. It's a 6-year age statement. Price is $89.99. That's what they listen. It's I hope that people who have never
they think that's a great price for this.
It is a great price.
It's a great price for something that is very expensive to make.
Exactly.
This is open pot stop stilling in the open trail style. It is not easy to make. And we worked with Jay. We worked with Max. We got a really great price on this. So it's not breaking the bank for something that is really expensive to make. And the quality is just fantastic.
God. So I get a ton. And I forgot how sort of fruit forward this rye is too. And I also get ginger and molasses. Oh, it's just the finish keeps going. I'm trying this is my second pour. I had one a little bit before we came on. I really couldn't get into it. It's super viscous. The proof, I don't even know what the proof is. What is the proof?
Is it an old fat Tony moment?
124.3 proof. No, 124.8 proof. 124.8 proof. 6-year age statement. But that molasses and sort of cherry syrup and ginger cookies. Holy moly, there's a bit of mint on the back, even maybe some root beer that I'm getting. It's a sleigh ride on your tongue for a rye. If you're a rye drinker, you're going to love this. If you're not a rye drinker, I think this is a interesting chance that you might want to take just because it's not super rye forward spice, but it's got a bunch of other sort of flavor profiles that I think bourbon drinkers would like, if that makes any sense.
I do think it's got enough of a profile that will not turn off bourbon drinkers looking to step into rye. It's still definitely distinctly rye.
I'm so proud of this, I was the Old Line.
It's how proud I am. One, you said sleigh ride on your tongue. That will never catch on. You've been trying that for 10 years. It doesn't work. B, Frank's comment here, I can't tell you all how great the spell is. The best part of how hard it was to pick.
Yeah, that's true.
I think, again, we've seen this before with people who are like, should I take a flyer on this? You're not going to see single barrels of this anywhere else. This is when we're trying to bring things that are unique to our viewers.
Andy, there's Brandon from yesterday.
Yes.
Not this. Sorry, Brandon from yesterday.
You don't know how to not interrupt people, do you?
Sorry, you're going. I'm sorry. You were in a groove. Sorry.
It doesn't really matter, but it's nice to see you. Yes, it's great. Thank you, Todd. What the hell was I saying? No,
I don't know.
We try and then don't interrupt me. We're trying to do. It's okay. You're old. You can't do. You're 50 now, so you don't know any better. You just kind of. This is what happens, and you go to Denny's and you get your discounted breakfast. But what I'm telling you is that we try and do these very unique picks. Because of that, because you can go anywhere and get a Knob Creek or a Maker's Mark, but we want something different. And that's what I like about this. It is something completely different. And take a flyer on this. It's fantastic. I think you guys are absolutely going to love it. And if you don't believe us and don't believe Todd, the pick team will vouch for it. Anthony will vouch for it. Frank will
Eric, Anthony, Frank.
They'll tell you.
Mark Christopher David. Yeah. Real quick, don't forget the entry proof is 110. This thing, low entry proof. But you talked about us doing interesting things and unique things. And I love that Brandon came in. Brandon, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for having us on Monday. Let's talk about what you did this week then real quick before we close it up, because you were in Michigan today and then yesterday at Evernorth, which, you know, we had the cherry rye and the junkie business, the bourbon rye we did last year that sold out immediately. Yep.
Where's Brandon? Did Brandon pop in?
That's Brandon. That's what I was saying to you. That's Brandon from Evernorth right there.
Oh,
that's what I'm saying.
Well, I don't let you interrupt me much. Well, you interrupt me all the time. I find lost. Yeah. I'm sorry, Brandon.
That's why I'm interrupting you. It's Brandon from Evernorth.
Brandon is awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, Brandon was great. Very, very gracious. And very hospitable. And also, let us try a bunch of stuff till we got to where we wanted to be.
So tell everybody what we picked.
Examples. So we had a great pick team yesterday. We were looking at potentially doing a rye and a bourbon.
Okay.
And then things changed a little bit towards the end. So we picked out a bourbon that was absolutely fabulous.
What's the 10-year, right? 10-year?
Am
I wrong on that? Maybe I'm wrong. I thought it was a 10-year.
I think you're
21%.
Wrong.
Oh, is it? I don't know. I thought it was MGP.
You're thinking about the other one.
The other one is. Okay. So is the other one MGP too? The bourbon, is it MGP?
Hang tight there, Kim. You're an excitable guy. Wait for a second. So we've got a bourbon. I'll get you the specs in a minute. I gotta get my notes. Absolutely fantastic. We deliberated for a while on which bourbon to take home, and it was absolutely fantastic. Then we went on to, are we going to take a rye? And as we were going through the rye, 9-year bourbon, the other 10. Okay, perfect. Thank you, Brandon. Then we couldn't quite decide on the rye, so Brandon brings out a light whiskey for us. We're like, ooh, this is good, but we weren't completely sold. Like, we're on the cusp. And next thing you know, Tim Cornet walks over to me, and he hands me this glass, and he said, "Try this." I was like, "Okay, sure." And I take a sip. I was like, "Good God, what is this?" Like I'd never tasted anything like this in my life. It was literally like someone just put a apple pie in a glass. Like I had never tasted anything this amazingly complex yet apple pie-ish, apple strudel like finish in my life before. It was, and I swore it was finished. And I was like, what in the hell is this? Liz B comes over and says, "Did you try it? Did you try it? This is amazing." I was like, "Yeah, I tried it." Everybody went crazy for it. And we tried to figure out what it was. And Brandon goes, "Okay, so we were going to put this on the tasting bar. This is a 10-year-old MGP bourbon, 21% mash bill. And it was flashed for," he let me hold the
Adam,
in my hand. It was flashed for 17 hours with Amburana, but that's it. Because we know the Amburana thing is divisive, and people are like, no, but because it's so like Cinnamon Toast Crunch over the top.
Yep.
But this was just flashed. It was not this long finish, and that result gave it this profile I'd never experienced before.
I mean, I wonder if Brandon's still in the chat. Can he expound on sort of the flat? Because I'm fine with it. Listen, if Dan and Brandon and they're doing this, and you guys, I think it's.
And look, they're great at this. Like we tried last night at our bottle share. We had their bourbon finished in root beer barrels, which was amazing. Brandon's working on one now, finished in peanut butter and raspberry finish. Like it's these things that are so crazy become amazing. And this was just killer. And I couldn't tell you it was an Amburana finish. I would be like, no chance. Because it doesn't hit you in the face like a normal one does.
This was like apple pie in a glass. What is it,
Todd? You will go apeshit over this.
I want our patrons to go apeshit. I want everyone to go apeshit over it. It sounded like it was a hit.
Liz B is not an Amburana fan. Loved it.
Yeah,
I'm not a big Amburana fan.
I couldn't believe Liz B. And you came back.
Not an Amburana fan. Loved it. Everybody who tried was like, "What the?" We had one guy who hates Amburana. He goes, "This is the best Amburana I've ever had."
That was Ben Drive, right? That was
it was. So it was so good.
Tim Cornet, there he is. Tim's in
we literally had to say, okay, scrap whatever number 2 was going to be. We'll do the bourbon and we'll do this one. And it was beautiful. It was glorious. I loved it.
So there you go. So Brandon's telling you, when we finish with Ambrano, they taste every day. So I guess you tasted it after one day and you said, pull it. And that was it, basically.
So this one didn't even last a day, and it was perfect. It was absolutely perfect. Yeah.
A day. Not even a day, guys. So that's awesome. I mean, listen, the question is, yeah, I mean, so you have a 9-year bourbon and a 10-year bourbon that one was flashed with Ambrano freight, and they can probably taste completely different, which is great. That's what we're looking for. That's amazing. That's so cool. I hope you guys are excited about that because those will go through Bourbon Outfitter. Brandon, I don't know how long it takes for those to get through. I know our last set of picks, it was about 3 weeks, and Bourbon Outfitter had them. I don't know if you guys are still on that same schedule, but I'm expecting them not to be long like our other picks. You guys at Evernorth are usually pretty quick.
They should be relatively, both of these picks. So the one today should be relatively quick too.
Oh, even the so today then you went across the state to New Holland. If you want to talk about that and what happened there.
So New Holland, great tour, great beer, obviously.
Of course.
Hey, Brandon's like, we can get them as quick as you want. So these are going to be coming fast and furious, which is great.
You guys want them quick? Well, we're after. This is like after hours here, but anyway, go ahead.
So did the tour of New Holland today with Pete and Mackenzie. Absolutely great tour. It was fantastic. There is very few toasted barrels coming out this year for single barrels. I believe 10 tops. We're going to be getting one of them, and it was absolutely fantastic. I was blown away by the spicy finish on this puppy.
A little off profile, then, would you say, Andy?
I think it was a little less tropical than you're used to, and a little bit more spice driven, which I absolutely loved. And that's the beauty of single barrels. Like, it was absolute, but it was glorious. It was just a beautiful pour. And people fell in love with it. And then that was it. Like, okay, we got our barrel. Let's good to go. But we started tasting some other stuff.
It's never it for you, Andy. It's never.
I always ask for a little bit more. So as we were going through some different things that we were tasting, we tasted a lot of great stuff. Pete told us this story about how one Monday morning he walks into to New Holland, and he needed to put some bourbon in some Dragon's Milk barrels. And so he dumped 4 barrels worth into Dragon's Milk used barrels that held the beer, until he realized he made a mistake and that he didn't put them in traditional Dragon's Milk. He put them in the Dragon's Milk White Stout, which is a completely different flavor profile. And they didn't know what to do with them, so they just tossed them to the side. And they've been sitting and aging for 6 years. These four barrels. Okay. So we said, well, let's try them. So one is earmarked for a distillery release, and another one I think is earmarked for some sort of whiskey club. So there's 2 for us to choose from. We tried both of them. The one was so bloody good. This was even harder to choose from, but we decided on the one to take home, and it has those notes of a traditional New Holland. It was like a peach kind of tea with some apricot and something. Just
Adam Lane, he says it's one of the best mistakes that's still ever made.
It was so good. It was great. I mean, I didn't do it justice, but it was. And you'll never get this anywhere else. This is a white stout. So this is a Dragon's Milk White Stout finished. Good luck going anywhere else, anywhere finding this. This is as unique.
What we do. That's what Andy does. Andy does.
So I like to color outside the lines. Job accomplished today. I think it was great.
I think job accomplished all week. I mean, talk about the Evernorth and doing a flashed Ambrana 10-year MGP 20%. I mean, yes. And then getting the toasted Origin Series, I think. And Anthony said off profile. So wait, the New Holland is not actually a candy forward pick. So the New Holland toasted that you picked, Andy, that
New
peach
Holland is the New Holland traditional, the toasted is as complex, beautiful, layered a bourbon I've had in a long time. And it is not, you're not going to the tropics for this one. This is not going
It's
to
not our credit card, buddy.
it's not going to ring the bell of your traditional dragon's milk that you get with that very big tropical note, but it's absolutely stunning. It's gorgeous. It's different. That's what I like. It's different. If you want a regular dragon's milk, go get a regular dragon's milk. This is a little off profile and absolutely gorgeous. But if you want some of those notes coupled into the most unique thing that you will find nowhere else, the Dragon's Milk White Stout finish does have some of those tropical apricot and peach and cobbler notes that go into it. And it was just freaking glorious. When I tell you these two bangers are going to kick some tail,
I can't wait. So Adam said he's still trying to work on getting the other barrel. Okay, we'll do that. And then Anthony said, I love white. No one knew. This was a mistake. So this is like, you kind of, listen, we kind of, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good.
Mm-hmm.
And we kind of lucked into that. We picked our toasted, and I guess you guys got to that consensus pretty quickly. And you're like, well, what else can we try? We quickly picked this barrel. It's a banger, great. And then they went to these, and you're like, I guess they weren't thinking of selling them to us. But Andy, well done, buddy.
They didn't know what to do with them. And what do I always say? The answer is always no until you ask. So I just started asking.
And Frank, you're fucking with my emotions, Andy.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, hey, you guys are going to love these. I mean, you want to talk about a fruitful couple of days, a fruitful couple. We had a killer time, great people, meeting everybody. So there's some people I had met for the first time here, some old friends here as well. I look, it was miserable getting out here.
Oh, and guys, can I say real quick? I felt really bad for you. So Andy, it wasn't easy for Andy to get to Michigan. He basically did the Evernorth pick on up for 36 hours straight. He stayed in the airport because the line at 10 o'clock at night at BWI was so long and all this mess that's happening. He's like, well, if I have to get on a 5 o'clock flight, I don't want to just go home and be in the same predicament. I'm staying here because I want to get to Michigan. You basically sat and didn't sleep. You stayed in at the airport just to get to Michigan to do these picks. Dude, kudos to you, man. You're a legend. You're a legend.
Man, look, hey, it's worth it for all of you. So,
then you did the pick, and then did a bottle share. I don't know how you did that.
That got to Todd when I called him last night. He's like, "What are you doing up?" I was like, I'm in a bottle share. They want to talk to you. He's like, why are you still awake? It's like, I don't know how I'm still awake.
Yeah, I don't know how it is.
And then I after the bottle share, I went to bed around 9:30 last night, and I was like, I don't know if we're going to get up tomorrow in time to get across the state to do this, but it was fun. Did another bottle share before we popped.
2.5 hours the New Holland, and you have to drive 2 hours back tomorrow to Detroit.
Look, you look back, these are the things that, and Todd, I can do that. I'm in my 40s. You probably couldn't do this being in your 50s.
That's true. I'm an old man.
I can see, being old as you are, it's probably difficult. I'm still a young buck. I can do these things. So I'm okay with it. So it's all right. But no, it's worth it. And
real quick, Adam said the Origin Toast was a lot darker and sweet with a rich mouthfeel. It was less tropical than expected, but the depth of flavor was too much to ignore. I
could not have put that any better. Yeah, Adam's got a great palate. Good dude, man. Adam's a good dude. It was really cool meeting
Adam
him.
was on both of them, right? Adam was at Evernorth and
Adam was
right?
both. I met Ethan tonight for the first time. We had to card him because he looked like he was a high school senior, but he was 23 years old, so that was great. So I was glad he was on.
Hold on.
There's Tim. Great.
Tim's here. Oh, Tim's here. Tim's here. Real quick. Brandon says there's a tater sticker already made for me.
Oh, I will send that to you. Don't you worry your pretty striped head. It's fantastic.
Wait, what? Brandon made it.
He's got two
stickers. I feel so honored.
2 stickers for you. Yes.
I love it.
And they're both actually improvements of what you look like now. So we'll also
listen, that's not hard to do, Andy.
No, it really isn't. But it's good. Yeah. So I look, this is my third time out here.
Well, I will say this.
I'm loving Michigan, man. I love it.
I will get to Evernorth. I want to meet Dan and Brandon and Sean and all the guys up there, and I can't wait to, hopefully every year we can do an Evernorth pick because we just love what those guys are doing up there. It's
you
just
got some catching up to do, Todd.
I know. I believe me. I know.
We'll get you there.
Right?
We were talking about you tonight at the bottle share, and they said, "Is Todd really like that on what he's like on camera in person?" I was like, "Yeah, 100%." He is like. So this is funny, Todd. I used this analogy tonight when we were at the bottle share because they're like, "Well, you know, he makes you come across as like the curmudgeon-y one, like kind of the you know."
I make you come across like that?
Well, it just you kind of you're so bold and boisterous and loud, and you know you're just it's who you are. I mean, look, I'll put the spotlight on. Look at that face. Look at that. Look at that.
I mean, come on. Look at this. Look at this face. It's 50-year-old face. This old man. I don't feel 50 though. I don't. This is the thing. Like everyone's like, "Oh, you're 50." I don't.
You don't look a day over 49. You really don't. And so I told him I used a Joe Flacco reference, Todd, for you. Okay,
Mr. Elite is what you're saying.
Mr. Elite. Joe Flacco was interviewed last year, and they said, "You're so like kind of funny and like personable, and like no one ever knew this side of you. Why is that?" And Joe said, "When I was in Baltimore, I was on a team with Ray Lewis and Ed Reed.
I'm Ray Lewis, Ed Reed, and Charles Suggs.
So I am Joe Flacco, and he said, I can't compete with that. I just let them be who they are. When they get to know me, they'll understand that, yeah, I got a little personality too. And that's you and I, Todd. That is us. You're Ray Lewis. You do the dance. But you know what? I got a little bit of myself. Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Real quick, Corey's got a question about the white stout. He said, you might have said it, but I was still in a haze thinking about a white stout. But how many barrels did they lay down that are white stout finished? So, Andy, this is the thing. Talk about that again. Not many.
There's 4 in existence. Four. And because there will not be any more. This is it. There's 4 and they're gone.
Well, you say that. But if everyone says this is amazing, they might do it again.
They could, but they won't be ready for a long time. So
that is true.
There are 4 in existence, and 2 of them are earmarked for Michigan. So they don't know what they're going to do with the other one, but the other one's not as good as the one we picked. So let's just say you guys are getting something crazy.
That would be funny. What would I smell at? Not good, probably. Old man smell.
Old Spice and some sort of barred soap is what I guess.
Right. We're both who we are. Yeah, honestly, yeah. If you meet me, I think the people who've been on pics with me and met me, how I am on this is how I am when I meet you.
I tell people all the time, Todd is 100% authentic. What you see on camera is exactly what you get in person. 100%. 100%.
I mean, Frank knows. Frank, am I any different in person? I'm not any different in person.
Well, you're even less attractive in person than you are on camera. But other than that, you are 100% authentic.
Camera makes me, I think I'm more attractive in person, but that's okay. Oh, Andy, they said we need. Andy, you want to talk? There was a sherry finish that evidently you guys are all talking about. They don't know what to do with, but you've kind of put a little birdie in.
I've made some connections, and there's a possibility that down the road we may be that too. So, yeah. So I like this planes, trains, and automobiles. Like that could be a good one for
my last pour of the night, Andy. And I don't know if Brandon's still here, but it's our last year's. I don't have the rye. The rye's gone. The junkie business. This is I think it was a 7-year Green River. I mean, this was
to me
it's so good. If you guys, Bourbon Junkies, Evernorth, Brandon, all those guys. I mean, they're doing it right, and they support channels like ours and let us come up and had faith in us to do picks, and they not just us but other groups. And I can't. What do you
those arm pillows? I love that movie.
I don't kill it, but it's not. Andy, the bourbon you got. I don't know if you remember the junkie business. I assume at 9 years, it's not. That was, I think, Green River. So that was MGP. No, that was Green River. The 9-year bourbon from Evernorth is MGP, correct? Yes, I think somebody said that. So that'll be. I'm okay with that. So anyway,
it's gorgeous. It's beautiful.
Next week, here's the thing. Stick with us. And so Friday night, that's the end of the night. Friday, we'll have more on this. We'll have tasting notes.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna have Max on Thursday night. We'll be live, guys. Thursday night, we are gonna be live with Max from Baltimore Spirits. We'll be previewing this in further detail, and he'll be at the bar or at home, whatever. We'll have him on. Really want you guys excited about this. So we'll have him on Thursday. This will release on Friday to our Patreon paid tiers. And then next week, we'll have Nolan from Backbone on, Andy. So one more, and we'll be done for a while in terms of having Distilleries on. But we wanted to have Nolan on. They've been wanting to come on. And so we think we like what Backbone does, great value. And we'll bring them on next Tuesday. But Thursday night will be live. So this is dropping Friday. Anything else from Michigan? I'm sure you're probably ready to come home.
I'm not ready to go back to the airport, but I'm ready to come home. Yeah, long trip and a lot done in a couple of days. But all I can say is to all of you who traveled a distance to come out here to Michigan,
listen, we had
the Evernorth pick and for the New Holland pick, thank you. Y'all are lovely people. It's been amazing. Had a great time hanging out with all of you and meeting you guys. To the good people at Evernorth and New Holland, thank you for being hospitable. Like, we had a great time. I love Michigan. I love coming here. I'm okay making this annual tradition.
Is that something? Did I miss something here, Andy?
How would he know which way we're going? You're going the wrong way. It's all planes, trains, and automobile stuff, Todd.
Okay, that's all right.
But yeah, it was great. This was a ton of fun. Like, I've enjoyed every minute of it. And
4 more barrels coming to Patrons.
Yeah, so 4 barrels coming home with me. So let's recap this real quick if I can, Todd. Give me a second.
Floor is yours. Let me put you up there. Hold on.
We've got, okay.
By the way, nice shirt, by the way.
Thank you. You like that? We've got two old Doms coming at you. We've got the Baltimore Spirits coming at you on Friday. We've got 4 from Corbin Cash. 3 technically, 1 Harris Ranch, which is completely brand new. Noah's got Harris Ranch. We've got 4. Is it 5? 5 Reveries. 5 Reveries coming. Okay.
Murder of Crows, Provenance, 3 Reveries.
One's of Providence, 3 Reveries. And now we've got 2 from Evernorth, and we've got 2 from New Holland. And there's more on the way, people. So we are going to keep doing what we can. Stripe Pigs come on the 25th. Press releases have already gone out in Charleston. Like, literally, Pixie has called like 50 different papers and media outlets to come for the 25th. But it's going to be me. I was talking to Candace tonight, who's here. Me, Candace, and another 13 to 15 females for our first all-girl pick, which is going to be fantastic down there. So we just got all kinds of great stuff coming. So, and
then hopefully Rock and House will be announced. We're still working.
We're working on it. There'll be more to come soon. We're very close. We don't want to give you any information that's not real. So just stay tuned. But honestly, we're only March, and we've already got a great kind of pipeline stacked for you.
Andy, you've knocked it out of the park, my friend.
Hey, we're having fun. We're having fun. Todd, you are the heartbeat. You do the 60 seconds, but behind the scenes, I want to help. I want to contribute. This is my contribution.
Well, sleeping in the airport certainly checks that box, Andy. I felt so bad Sunday night.
By the way, let me just say this on camera. Okay. In fact, you can put this back up on me real quick. Here we do it on camera.
Okay, go ahead. Yep.
Because last Tuesday you were still in your 40s. So
yes, it was.
I wrote a little.
You'll be out of your
to Todd on Patreon for those of you who didn't see it.
By the way, it was very nice. That was awesome.
I meant every bit of it. So to Todd, I want to personally just say on camera, happy birthday to my best friend.
Thank you, buddy.
To a absolutely wonderful guy, to a great husband, a great father, who was my roommate in college for a time until I went to a different college. To a guy who I've played sports with in high school, shared the soccer field, the baseball field, the hockey court, like everything we could do. We've gone to a million concerts together. Our kids have grown up together. Best man at your wedding, twice. All I can say is, look, on camera in front of the world, I love you. You are like I said, my life is more complete and better because I know you, Todd, and everybody else. So happy birthday, brother. Happy 50th, and I hope that we get to do this for many more years because you're a good man, and I appreciate you, brother. So happy birthday!
Thank you, brother. That means a lot, and everyone, that post gave me a lot of from you guys, people I've never met before except through Patreon or YouTube or Discord. Really appreciate everything. Half a century. I mean, I don't feel 50, but that's a good thing, I think, right? So there you go. Anyway, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. Best stream. Thank you, guys. We will see you next Tuesday. We'll see you Thursday. So in 2 days.
Yep.
Max from Baltimore Spirits. It won't be a long stream, but we want to kind of get into this a little bit more than tonight. Have Andy here, really get you guys excited because this is actually a very special bottle, especially locally. But we want to expose these guys like we did with Old Line to everyone out there across the country and how good they are with rye whiskey. And I think you're gonna, I know you all will love this. So super excited for it.
Yep. All right. Anything else you want to say, Todd?
No, just make it home safely. That's all.
All right. Well, hey, I have one more thing I do want to say to you.
Oh no, what?
In fact, I'll let somebody else say it for me. I'll see you guys next week.
See you guys.
And I'm getting really sick of guys named Todd. You know, yeah, it's just a goofy f***ing name, okay? Hi, what's your name? Todd. I'm Todd. And this is Blake and Blair and Blaine and Brent. Where are all these goofy boys' names coming from? You want to hear a real name? Eddie. Eddie is a real name. Whatever happened to Eddie? He was here a minute ago. Joey and Jackie and Johnny and Phil, Bobby and Tommy and Danny and Bill. What happened? Todd and Tucker. Hi, Tucker. I'm Todd. Hi, Todd. I'm Tucker. Soft names make soft people. I'll bet you anything that 10 times out of 10, Nicky, Vinny, and Tony will beat the shit out of Todd, Kyle, and Tucker. Here are some more men who ought to be strapped to a gurney and castrated with fishing knives. White guys who shave their heads completely bald. You know? They're so ashamed they lost 11 hairs, they're going to try to turn it into some kind of a masculine statement. I say, hey, you goofy-looking, baldy-headed Looks good on black guys. On you, it's ugly, repulsive, and disgusting. You want to be bald? Do what I did. Wait a while. Yeah. Meantime, there's no excuse for running around looking like a freshly circumcised